Happy Monday, everybody. How's your Monday going? Did you all have a great weekend? I had a great weekend. And I know you all know because I was filming this weekend, just kind of recording some of the things, I was doing. I was out hanging out. I went up to Blue Ridge with my husband. We had a good time. And so I'm kind of trying to bring you guys along in my daily stuff. Couple times a week. And yeah, we had a good time. And I hope you all did as well. But today, honey, just like I promised, we're going to get into these reality TV streets. Let me tell you something. A lot has been going on in the world of reality TV. And first off, let me start off by saying everything I say on this show, I realize I need to make this statement because a lot of bloggers do. Everything is alleged, it's for entertainment purposes only. So basically, use it for whatever it's worth. Okay. But it's alleged, a lot of times there are rumors put out there. We kind of jump on it and follow it up and see what kind of truth we could make out of it, whatever. So I'm just here to report what's going on in the streets. And hey, that's just kind of where we are. So I want to make sure I say that. But please make sure you share my stream. Like it. Don't just view it. Make sure you like the videos and stuff because that lets me know if you like the content that I'm bringing you. If there's some things I need to change or what type of things you would like me to research and look at. So make sure you like it and share it and let people know about it because that's the way that we know if you feel in what we bringing you. Okay. So I'm Carolyn, the host of KurveUncensored, and like I said, I have some good stuff for you, honey, today. And I'm going to get all the way into it because I got a lot to talk about, honey. Um, Everybody knows, I love myself some reality TV, honey, and so I'm going to jump right into it. Shereé and Martell Holt. I talk about them quite a bit because I've always unlike a lot of people, I've been a fan of theirs since I realized that they were kind of kicking it. I'm sure that right now at the point in their relationship, they're just kind of getting to know each other. Nobody ain't getting married right now, at least I hope not. But they just kind of getting to know each other. And I think they can be a good match. A lot of people don't like them together because of the relationship that Martell had with his ex-wife Melody. And I love Melody. I think she seems like a very kind-hearted woman. But her and Martell, they just did not, they outgrew each other. Let's just say that. And I'm never a person for a man because of course I am a woman and a mother. So I'm never for a man stepping out on his family. That's like the wrong thing to do. If you feel like you've outgrown the relationship or you love the person, you're not in love with the person anymore, then sit down, have that difficult conversation. You know what I'm saying? Don't step out and cheat, especially don't step out and make babies. And I think that's one of the things and why Martell was met with so much grief because not only did he stepped out and had a child with this side chick. And I hate to label a woman a side chick, but when you know a man is married and you stand in the relationship and you messing around with him and you're breaking up families. Now, granted, I always tell people it's not the other woman that owes you anything. It's up to your husband to get it together. And, because he's the one that made the vows. But some men, they're just weak and they are what they are. But if you are in a relationship with a man and you know that he is married and he has young children, older children, children in general, and not only do you mess around with him, you messing around with him unprotected and have a baby. And the thing is, that's why. You know what I mean? Because not only are you breaking up a family, and he's definitely the culprit, the one in the middle. But you could be bringing things back to the wife that most of the time is unsuspected. And if she knows, she's suppressing it and she's ignoring it. But I think that's why Martell was met with so much grief, because he stepped out. And not only did he step out, he had a baby. Not only did he have a baby, he did it for years. And Melanie forgave him and he kept doing it. But nevertheless, moving forward, at this point, him and Melanie are in a great place. If you look at the recent shows, they are getting along well. They're finding a way to exist and coexist without wanting to kill each other, which is a step in the right direction. So, I think that they're making great strides. And I think as people, we need to be there and support them in that and not just keep downing and kicking Martell. So that being said, I've always been a fan of him and Shereé. Ever since the beginning. I've been kind of watching them because he wasn't married when him and Shereé started, kicking it, from what I know, what's been out there. I haven't heard anything to the contrary of that. So Martell is a 40-year-old man, soon to be 41 in January, actually on January 4th. And Shereé is a 52-year-old woman, soon to be 53 in January. She's actually January the 2nd. He's January the 4th. And they're both Capricorns, which I'm a Capricorn. And hey, Capricornians. But they are actually seem like they're making it work. Let me share something with you. Hold on a moment. Here's a picture of them together. And here's a picture of them together. Now, when you talk about Martell, Martell is a nice looking piece of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Shereé, she's a nice looking woman. And I can't even say of a particular age. Just because she's older, her body is all together. It's tight. She works out. She keep her body in shape. And, Martell, he works out already. They have a connection there. And that's outside of reality TV. They're both mature men, mature man rather, and a mature woman. They have children, so they both know what that's like. They have a lot of similarity. They both have had relationships that were not, you know, successful. And Shereé is, I feel like, the type of woman who can kind of keep him in a place where he can, push hopefully past that if she can hang in there. And he is a man of a particular age. He has children and he takes care of them. For what I know, I haven't seen anything to tell me anything different. So until I do, I'm going to say I respect him for that. I think one of the things, let me go ahead and close out of this. Okay. One of the things I think that I admire about him, I am admire about Martell is that he's good to his mother. He loves his mother. And to me, I've always said I judge a man by the way they treat their mother. He, from everything that I've seen, he loves his mother and he loves his children. So those two things alone, in my opinion, he's a great father from what I can see to his children. I don't know about the monetary aspects because he's been kind of going through it a little bit, but supporting mentally and physically, he seems to always be there. With me, when it comes to a man, that's a plus. That's a plus. So I can't take anything, I don't care what he's done, away from him with that. I think one of the things a lot of people were kind of like thinking it was going to happen, or some people were even hoping it was going to happen, that he was just going to kind of like push the little baby with the side chick to the side. He didn't do that. Martell, regardless of what anyone says, he stood 10 toes down and was like, this is my child. He did not ask to be here, and I'm not going to ignore my children. I love all of my children. So those two things alone, in my book, hey, he gets 10. And anything else he can work on, hopefully. So hey, like I said, I think Shereé is a good woman for him. She is a mature woman. She's older than he is, but it doesn't matter. Women are more mature than men. I think with Martell, he got to learn how to say no. You know, the old school school word, the poontang. He got to leave the poontang to the side, the kitty cat. That's one of his most difficult things. That's what has been rumored. I don't know. I only know of the side chick for sure that he was messing with. I think her name is Adrienne or Adriana or something like that. I don't know like a whole abundance of women he was messing with. All I know is he messed around with her when he was his wife was pregnant, when he was with his wife. That was a definite thumbs down. But since that time, they found a way to push past it. They're incorporating the little boy into the story, into their lives. And like I said, it's not his fault. There's 11-year difference between him and Shereé, but they both had a lot of highs and lows. And I think with that being the case, I think that they can make it work. I just think that as people, we need to give him another chance. Give him a chance to, make it right. Just because a man was in a relationship with a woman that we happen to know, and their lives are just played out in front of all of us. They're not like us where we have stuff go left. Nobody knows but the family. Everyone sees everything that they do. You know what I'm saying? So there's no secrets really to what goes on in their relationship. So I think if the two of them, Melody and Martell, are pushing past it, we need to give Martell another opportunity to redeem himself, not be so hard on him. Let's see where him and Shereé relationship go from here, and let's give them a chance. I think it's very difficult to say, you know what, he made a mistake, let's give him a chance, than it is to say, you know what, this is a man who he has some faults like most men do, but we're gonna work with him. Long as they're good, we're good. So I'm all for him and Shereé's relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that he's a good guy and he does right by his kids. That's all I can say. I just respect him. He, like I said, need to make sure he can tone down, pretty much stop the cheating. And I think if he can get past that, Shereé and Martell can make it work. So let's give them a chance and let's see how everything is gonna work out with that. Another thing I want to talk about, when you think about Melody and Martell's relationship and how it kind of went left. I don't know. From what they were saying, their relationship had been having issues up and down for many years because he was messing with the lady for a while, right? But it just came to us when because he's a public figure now. For some reason, I'm starting to feel that reality TV, if you don't have a strong relationship going in, or it's going to put everything on the table, right? Everything. All your dirt going to be uncovered. Honey, they going to know. And so if you got any secrets, if you have any secrets, that it's going to be a problem. Let me see. It had already been breaking since they even say. Someone stated they had already been breaking since they even separated. Talk with Selena. But I think that one of the biggest things is that when you think about relationships in general, you think about Cynthia Bailey and her current marriage to Mike Hill. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't see that working from the giddy up. I already knew in my heart, I felt like it was not going to work. For one, I was looking at their body language, their nonverbals. A lot of times I would see Cynthia being a lot more affectionate to Mike Hill than he was to her. It's almost like he thought he was at a higher level. I don't know what in his mind made him think that, but he was kind of like in another level compared to Cynthia. And, we all know Cynthia's been out doing her thing for a while, but I wasn't surprised when they actually broke up. Let me see something. Let me see someone saying Martell and Melanie won't have broken up if Ariane didn't become very disrespectful. To be honest, plus she was pregnant at the same time as her. I agree. And that's one of the reasons I don't agree with all of that. I think they would have broken up at some point anyway, because I feel as if I don't think it all had to do with the side chick girl. I think she was a catalyst, but I don't think it all had to do with her. I think that their relationship started breaking sometimes people just outgrow each other. They go separate ways. I felt that Melanie was more into him at some point, and he was starting to kind of step out. Um, I felt like Melanie was the catalyst behind the family as far as keeping the family together and that type of thing. But I think Martell, he was just not ready to be fully committed. They were young when they got married, and I just think the relationship had just reached its course. I do think of course, a man stepping out on his wife is it shows multiple issues. One of the things is that you don't step out and come back home and you use unprotected sex. That's just one thing. That's one of the reasons why I said I really that was a very stupid move, but it happens in a lot of relationships. And my biggest thing is that the dynamics of their relationship, of course, are their dynamics. And it's very easy when people are on the outside looking in saying what they should or should not have done. Because when people are with their own man, they ain't backing up that easy, but they're gonna tell somebody else what they should or should not do. All I'm saying is that I feel like when it comes to the two of them, based on the shows that I've seen, because I don't know any of them personally, I just feel based on what I'm seeing that they're in a better place despite his wrong. And I hope Martell has learned something and he doesn't bring that foolishness into the next relationship. As a woman, we have to decide when enough is enough. And I felt like Melanie did. She stepped out, and you know what? Even though she hurt, and I still think she hurt, when I look in her eyes, I know she still has love for him, Martell. I know that because women we love harder. You know what I'm saying? Men, they go out and move on, but women, we love with our all. And I just think Melanie still loves him, but I know that she loves her more. And her moving on was I feel like the best thing for her. And she's gonna, you see, she's doing the darn thing right now. And back to Cynthia and Mike. I don't feel like that relationship was gonna make it. The reason I don't feel like it was gonna make it, I felt like she appears to be a very nice and kindred kind of person. I felt Mike was a little arrogant. You know what I mean? He thought he was all that. And I did not see that working from the beginning. I did not. I did not. Who is this? Selena. She said she don't think that she still loves him. They were connected for 15 years. There's still some emotional connection. I think she has a type of love. And I mean, and that's fine. I think that she has love for him. You can see on the last show, he ain't gonna let nobody mess with her the wrong way, and she's not gonna let anyone mess with him the wrong way. Some people, they break up when they've had a tumultuous relationship. They don't care. Somebody can run over your behind in the street. They ain't gonna pick you up. But I think for the two of them, they have that respect for each other. Of course, they have children for each other. And I still think she has love for him. Did I say she was in love with him? There is a difference for being in love with someone and having love for someone. I still think she has love for him. I don't think she's in love with him anymore. I think she's in love with herself, her career, and most of all, her children. So anyway, yeah, Mike and Cynthia, they were never going to be a connect for me because, I mean, I think it was too quick. And I think Cynthia just fell in love with the whole thing that he was a public figure too. And she felt like he was somebody she wanted to try to move on with. No, not so much. That wasn't a good connect for her. Not at all, not at all. But it is so difficult to put yourself in someone else's shoes. I think as people, it's very easy for us, and just even in our everyday relationships, we be like, and with our friends and all of that, we'll be like, girl, if it was me, I would not put up with this. Girl, if it was me, I would kick his you know what out today, not tomorrow. He would be gone. But when something happens and it comes to us and our relationships, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Can we talk about this? You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to give people advice. You know what I'm saying? When it's not your man or it's not your woman. You kind of have to be careful letting a whole bunch of people come into your marriage, especially, and give you advice. You have to keep it right there, and y'all got to work it out. But of course, when you're on TV, you're putting it out there for everybody to look at. So you got to take it, to the chin, just like you do the check. It's just one of them things. It's gonna come, so you got to be able to take it. In my opinion, I'm gonna talk about one more person, married couple from reality TV. Well, actually two. But when you're on reality TV, to me, it seems like it's almost a curse. It seems like it is. I can count. It's countless people because I love reality TV, and it's countless people, whether they're black or white, green or purple, their relationships crumble. Whereas those relationships probably would have had a better chance if they were like not on TV. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like it's a curse being on reality TV because it's a rumor out now with Monique and Chris Samuels. I'm sure everybody knows them, and I want you to take a listen to this. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me know if you can hear this. Hold on.
Just got back from hiking all day. It was beautiful in the Shenandoah. It's awesome. And y'all, Chris, what you got to say about this?
Shop may leave.
Okay. Now, the reason I showed that little clip was because it was a rumor out that they were separating, divorcing, and all that kind of stuff. And people have been talking about them divorcing and separating for some time now. They feel like Monique is rude, she's unappreciative, that kind of thing. And I'm telling you, I don't think they're getting divorced. Now, if you just heard what the little clip they played on TikTok, right, or Instagram. I personally feel like it's a little bit of it is reality TV, but I kind of think that they need to be real careful because, as I said, a lot of people who are on reality TV, their relationships, they don't seem to make it. And I've noticed a little bit change in the dynamics because I remember when they very first, as a couple hit, they were on Potomac. And then they left from Potomac because she got in that little fight with the girl Candace, and they kicked her off of the show. They kicked Monique off of the show, and I think they were wrong for that. They were just wrong. But anyway, now she's back on OWN with Love and Marriage DC or something like that. And when I tell you, I've noticed the dynamics on this show. Now I don't know if it's just for TV or whatever it is. But I will say that I've seen a little bit of disrespect and the talking and the tone and that kind of thing. I did not see that in their relationship when they very first came on. I just did not. But I do now. And I'm saying they need to be real careful with that reality TV stuff and their relationship. I know I'm a pretty good judge of character. And from what I see, and I'm only saying what's on TV, I will tell you that Chris really loves his wife. And I don't know why people have been like rooting for them to get a divorce or wanting or feeling like they were going to divorce. Chris not leaving his wife. At least unless it just get to the point he just cannot. But I do think that Monique has a lot of inner things that she needs to deal with. And I think that some of those things I don't know if they're starting to come out because she feels like in order to keep this show going and to because she's like the main person on the show. She has to kind of put those things out there, but I see a whole lot of hurt and a lot of emotional things she's dealing with. But what I'm praying and hoping, because they have a good, solid relationship, is that they do not allow, should I say, influences of reality TV to break their marriage up. Because I really know and I feel deep down that he loves his wife. So I think that that's just a rumor. I do not think that Chris Samuels is leaving his wife. And then you see from the clip that I just played that they're saying, he's basically saying, gotcha, I'm not leaving. Okay. But people are rooting for them. I would say this. Honestly, that they just need to watch the tone and how much they're willing to give to the audience. They just need to watch how much they're willing to give to the audience, because I do think sometimes people feel like to keep it going, they have to kind of just go and get dirty. And I think sometimes some of the things that's said and put out there, then you start hearing all this chatter and stuff like that. It starts breaking down the relationship, honey. And he's a good man from what I can see. And you know that women, they be ready to scoop them up. So don't take him for granted. Work on your relationship and don't put so much out there and compromise your relationship for this reality TV stuff. Because honey, it does seem like it's a curse. It's a curse. And I don't know. It's just one thing I always say when women are married, they do not need to have a whole bunch, because if most of these shows, these reality TV shows, right? They have the single women, they have the married women, they have the friends, they have family, and everybody's just putting their little 2 cents in. And one thing I would say is like women who are married or in a serious relationship, I don't know how many of you guys will agree, but do not take in so much of what they're saying. Don't do it, because when you do, you end up finding yourself absorbing that stuff, and then it starts filtering out into your relationship. Honey, you don't need to do that. You need to work on, and please don't talk about your sex life to your single friends, the single people in the group, and all of that stuff. I've been hearing even some of that on these reality TV shows, and no. That's a no. That's on reality TV, real life, all that. You never discuss your sexual situation with friends and stuff like that, unless you have a real good girlfriend like I do. But other than that, you keep stuff like that to yourself, because I'm telling you, if you let so many people into that, they want to know what's really happening. So with this reality TV situation, y'all have to be very careful. If those friends are not booed up, even some of the booed up ones, if they booed up and they boo and them are not getting along, be careful what you tell them, okay? Careful what you tell them and how much you let them into your relationship, because, honey, they can cause problems. That's all I'm telling you. Moving forward. All right. Now, how many of y'all have heard of this girl? Well, she's not a girl. She's a woman by the name of Stormy Wellington. How many of y'all have heard of her? There've been like a lot of talk about her this past week or so. And the thing about it, I had almost forgot about her, right? She was on this show. It was Beyond the Pole. It was a reality TV show filmed, I believe it was out of Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. And this thing was, wait a minute. Sunshine Bond Girl. Be careful. Watch your so-called friends. You're right, Sunshine. Watch your so-called friends, honey, because honey, you got to be careful with them. But anyway, Stormy Wellington, she's a lifestyle coach, right? And I've heard my friend Tanya actually mentioned her to me this past week. I forgot all about her, honey. I'm gonna show you a little clip of her situation. But she is a lifestyle coach. And when I first heard of Stormy, right? She was on Beyond the Pole. Beyond the Pole was this reality TV show. It lasted like 2 seasons. And hold on. Yeah, I'm thirsty. Anyway, it was a show where they filmed in the strip clubs in Atlanta, right? And they were kind of like the different women. And a lot of people, when they think of strippers, they think, oh, they strip. They just want to be there making that money, da-da-da-da. But a lot of times that's not the case. A lot of these women are educated. They're in college. They're single moms. They need to come up. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge people like that. I feel like I don't knock nobody hustle. You got to do what you got to do. I ain't hating the hustler, honey. The game sometimes you might not like, but people got to do what they got to do. So the show was about some strippers, and they were, or it's another name. I hate to call them strippers, but that's kind of what comes to my mind. That's what it was about. And they were in the club, and a lot of them were tired of stripping. They were tired. They wanted to find a way out. And Stormy, Coach Stormy, is what she go by as well. She used to be a stripper back in the day. She had a hard life initially. She was a single mom, I think, young mom. Her mother passed and all this stuff. Well, she found a way to make millions from nothing, right? That's her claim to fame. I mean, she did like multi-level marketing. I'm sure all y'all heard of multi-level marketing. Google it if you haven't. But she used multi-level marketing, and she was able to go from zero to millions and multi-millions, right? So she was showing some of these women. She was onto the show, and I think she might have been one of the ones who kind of got the show up and going, if I'm not mistaken. But she was supposed to be helping these women, honey, learn how to take their money and elevate. You know what I mean? Everybody about elevation. And so Stormy was supposed to be the life coach for some of these women. So they had this particular event, and she was talking to some of the women in the room that were strippers. And one of the girls really was into her, and they was like, hey, I got this lady I want y'all to meet. She's going to help us make money, get us out these strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? La, la, la. So when the women went to I'm just giving you a little background on Stormy. So my first encounter was, she was rude when she was talking. Now, she's a former stripper. Okay. Exotic dancer, stripper, whatever you want to call. And she didn't came up, but she was talking to the women. Now that she didn't came up, she was talking like they weren't worth nothing. Like they were nothing. So I didn't like her tone. Very condescending. Very condescending. It's almost as like I done made it. Now y'all listen to me, okay? The women obviously came because to the apartment, or house, or wherever they were, because they wanted to listen to her. But she lost a lot of them because she was just so dang on abrasive. Her tone was just so abrupt and rude. So this weekend, everybody was talking because she had this girl name. I think her name is Tammy Price, right? And I don't know what Tammy did before this. I don't know. But she's supposed to be mentoring Tammy to help Tammy kind of elevate. You know what I'm saying? That's her thing. She helps women elevate. So she was supposed to be helping Tammy elevate. So they were at a women's retreat that she put on, right? Now, she helped these women learn how to make millions from zero, right? Millions, right? Is what she say. That's her claim to fame. She's written books and all this stuff. So, they respect her. And so they were at this, what she called a barbecue. Well, I called it a barbecue. It was really supposed to be a women's retreat, I guess, was what she called it. But I'm sure she charged a lot for this women's retreat, right? So while they was there, they had their food, and her friend Tammy, which is the person she's her mentoree, came and sat down, and she had a plate of food. Now I'm gonna let you see this, right? And then I pick it up. Hold on. Let me share my screen with you. Hold on. Take a listen to this. See if it'll play.
You couldn't even pay me to live. They put this on my plate. I will not let. No, I don't do what they do. I do what I do. I'm a visionary. I'm a leader.
She's talking to the girl Tammy. You see the other girl.
I would never eat a plate that looked like this. You couldn't even pay me $1 million to do that to myself. Oh my God! Because I deserve better than that. That's low vibration. And you took it. I would have been like, don't play me like that. I tell you what I want. You don't tell me what I want. So my thought process is, if you can put it on my plate, but I don't have to eat it, I got the distance. I won't even look at it. That make you look bad. I'm a queen. Queen's plate on like. If we used to have two plates together, and so who's royalty? They would say this person. I agree. That's a good plate.
She agree, y'all.
This is
serious. That's a hood rat plate.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that just let people give them what they want them to have, and they accept it. And Stormy's teaching me right now.
You hear?
Yeah. Stormy's teaching me. Don't accept what they put on your plate. You couldn't even pay me to live. They put this on my plate. I will not let. No, I don't do what they do. I do what I do.
All right. So that was the clip someone recorded, and they kind of circulated it out there. And she said that her plate was given low vibration, that her plate was fit for a hood rat, and the plate that Stormy was eating off of was fit for a queen. Now let me tell you what was on this plate, y'all. I took notes because I really was make sure I got this all right. What was on the plate? Oh Lord, child, honey, please. She had, let me see. She had corn. She had potato salad. She had what she had? Some shrimp. She had chicken, hot dogs. Isn't that what else she had? Hot dog, hamburger. Okay, now she was saying that the girl Tammy Price, I think her name is. I know her first name's Tammy, but that's what her plate was given low vibration, is what she told her. Stormy told her. Coach Stormy told her. Her plate was given low vibration, hood rat, right? That her plate was fit for basically giving queen status. Now, did y'all check Coach Stormy? Now, she's supposed to be teaching her etiquette, I'm assuming, some sort of way. She's sitting there. Her legs was open. She licking her fingers. Okay. And I don't know about me, but was she giving y'all sophistication? Was she giving y'all queen status? Was she giving y'all high vibration? she was giving me barbecue. So barbecue family reunion. That's what I was getting. Well, when that video hit the internet, people was all over Coach Stormy, which, you know, part of it may be like a little marketing ploy for her, for the simple fact, well, she knew people were gonna say something about corn, the hot dog, the chicken, the baked beans, the shrimp, hamburger, potato salad. That ain't no type of meal where you looking like, well, I'm going down to sit down and have me like some that look like a blue plate special. Like, let's get in line at the family barbecue. Let me get my ticket. But she was trying to make it seem like her plate was so much better than the other girl's plate because she didn't have a lot of food on her plate. Well, Funky Dineva, I don't know if you all ever heard of him, but he's like a blogger. And he interviews a lot of celebrities. Well, he was on his show, and he has a podcast that he is on, and he basically got all into her. And he told her, he's the one that pointed out, look, your legs were open, your fingernails were green, you had barbecue sauce all over your nails, you were talking with a mouthful of food, and you were very condescending and very mean-spirited, which is what I kind of added on. You know, he felt that she was not nice. She was not nice. And he was saying, basically, you don't have to be that way to get your point across. I agree. Every time I've just about seen this lady Stormy, Coach Stormy, whatever, she's always been abrasive and rude. Now, granted, our people, a lot of times, when, you know, I'm an African-American woman, and I love and I'm proud that I am. But, you know, we could be a little abrasive sometimes. We be direct. We just tell you like it is. We ain't biting our tongue. You know, you're going to know just how we're feeling, right? But if you're a mentor and you're supposed to be trying to help a person elevate, as she call it, then you do not have to be rude to people, right? You just don't. So when they were on, what's the name of the show? Fox Soul, which is a show. It's like a podcast with Claudia Jordan, I think her name is, and Funky Dineva, and it's one other person. When he read her, because Stormy came on the show, and she was basically saying, well, it was a women's retreat, and she had the food catered. Basically, she trying to step away from the type of food it was. And he was like, I'm sure you charged a lot for this particular event. It wasn't free. So while she's helping them make millions, she's probably making billions, you know, and I ain't hating it. I mean, go for it. If, you know, but all I'm saying is that you have to be careful how you treat people. Just because you are in a higher status of what you consider a higher tax bracket doesn't make you better. You know, because everybody, my grandma say, be careful what you do while you're on top, because you need those same people when you're coming down. You have got to be careful how you treat people. And she's always rude. I don't feel that she's helping their self-esteem. I think she finds women a lot of times that may be a little insecure, you know, have some, you know, and I guess she calls herself kind of helping them, and I'm sure she's charging them, but she's making money off of them, off of their insecurities, I feel. And honestly, I think she needs to check that. She may have good information she's giving them, but I just personally feel that her delivery is all to the left, and she needs to really check that. One of the problems, I don't know if you guys agree, and no disrespect, because I know Nene Leakes is going through a whole heck of a lot right now. So Nene, I'm praying for you. I know that your youngest son, Brent, had a stroke and a heart attack, and I am so sorry for that. I, from a personal experience, know exactly what you're dealing with, because my son, after I lost my oldest daughter a couple years back, he suffered with the same thing. And so I would tell you, it is a long road of recovery, a lot of PT treatments, a lot of love from the family, doctor's appointments, just in general. It's a long road, and he's finally getting to the point where he's able to gain some of his independence, and he was a young man as well. So I know exactly what Nene's dealing with. So no pun intended. My point in saying this is that when Nene Leakes was actually at the top of her game, everybody loved Nene because they loved her abruptness. They liked her tell it like it is kind of vibe. But I think it got to a point where it was a little overbearing. And it gets to a point where you cross the line of being just a rude ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know when to curve it. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things that did not happen in time before Nene Leakes start feeling the wrath of her personality, to say it mildly. And I think that if Stormy don't watch it, eventually it's going to catch up with her. I feel like Nene Leakes has a lot left in her to give, but nobody really wants to give her a shot because her personality kind of turned so many people off. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that when you at a certain place and you're doing well, you can't be looking down on people like they ain't crap. You know what I mean? Because I think at certain points, you know, I mean, people ain't gonna want to be bothered with you. They're just gonna think you a hot mess and never mind. We're not even gonna be bothered. And I think that's part of why Nene has the hard time that she's having right now. But I'm praying that her son recovers, and I hope that she does well. So anyway, Tammy, which is the young lady, understand you can take the advice, but it's not necessarily what she's telling you, it's how she's telling you. And me personally, I could not deal with nobody like that. So I really hope that she's not feeling belittled along this process. I can't see how she's not, because Stormy has a very rude delivery, and she said all the people that she mentored are aware of that. So honey, I don't know. I guess by her making them feel beneath her, she stays in control. That's the only thing I say, because it ain't nothing higher vibration, ain't nothing vibrating when you eating on white Dixie plates and you trying to make people feel like they lower class. I mean, white Dixie plates, barbecue on the fingernails. Come on now, let's get it all together. But Funky Dineva did get her all the way together, and he did help her think about it, because I can tell when he was interviewing her that she thought a little bit about what she tried to come back and be rude and try to justify her behavior, but it didn't work. It did not work at all. Okay. Moving right along. Kenya Moore. We all know Kenya Moore from Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? Put your hands up. We all know Kenya Moore, right? Well, I'm sure everybody heard about her and Martell again. Martell out here, he said he's trying to get these coins together to get this wine out there that people need to know about. His wine, honey. So he's hitting all the streets, honey. Out here. So but they had a birthday party for Ross. Ross is Sanya, I think that's how Sanya Richards. She's a 4-time Olympic gold medalist, and she was the new girl on Real Housewives of Atlanta this season. And she did pretty well, but I could tell she was a little wet behind the ears. Next season, she'll be better, and then she'll get better depending on if they keep renewing her contract. But anyway, her husband's name is Ross, and he had a birthday party, right? And Kenya and Martell Child, from what they're saying on the streets, got into a little argument. Let me show you the little film. You know, I'm trying to get used to doing my little things, my little films and stuff while I'm doing my little show. So hold on, let me let you see this. Hold on. Let me see. This is it. Let me see it. You see in the back right here, you got Kenya in here, you got Shereé, and I think Martell is right here. I think that's Kenya. Kind of hard to see. So this is the birthday party. Okay, there was just a little short clip, but that's the little video somebody recorded at Ross's birthday party, right, child? And him and Kenya, they're saying exchange words. Now, I said from the very beginning, let me just digress just a second. I said from the very beginning that when Martell and Shereé started dating, they were going to start switching platforms, right? Look at my old videos. Look at them. I said they were going to, it's all about the money, honey. Bravo and OWN know this. Okay, it's all about the money, but it's going to make good reality TV, right? And we needed a little change. But anyway, they had a little argument. Now they're keeping it under wraps. What they were arguing about. It's gonna hit the fan eventually, and we'll know exactly what they argued about. But they got into an argument, And I heard it got pretty hot, right? Now, Shereé and Kenya, they are really, really good friends. They live close to each other here in Atlanta, from what I've been told, and they actually do things together. And so that's going to be interesting to see how Shereé intervenes in this little disagreement. But what I will say, Kenya Moore is always in somebody's business. Business, as Scrappy said. Always in the business. And she must still have enough business going on. I know her little hair care business has been doing well from what I was told, but it must not be keeping her business because she always in someone else's business. Well, they said that she said something, her and Martell had some words, and it got a little heated. Now, Kenya has a habit of being in people's business in relationship, but when she was married to her boo, okay, she didn't want nobody to say nothing. She kept it so low key, honey. That little thing was so low key. She was almost a different Kenya when she was filming with him. What was his name, Mark or something? I don't even remember. But she kept you out of her business. But she always finds her little way in someone else's business. And she did the same thing to Phaedra when her and her husband were on the show. She was saying how fine he was and that kind of thing. She's always a mess. Always a mess. She did the same thing to the new girl that's on there, Drew, and her husband. Same thing. She said he was fine. Now I'm gonna tell you about a girl like Kenya. Okay? Better keep your eyes on her. She don't have no man, and if she get a man, she don't look like she keep him, right? So they got all the advice. They're gonna tell you how to do what they ain't gonna do. They gonna tell you how to work it. They're gonna tell you how not to work it. They're gonna tell you when to work it. They're gonna tell you who to work it with, but they ain't doing none of that. Okay? They're not doing none of that. So women like a king. Ladies, keep her at bay. She can be a friend because she's very smart, very intelligent. But what I'm saying, I don't think she's ready for Martell. Martell a little bit like Peter, like Cynthia's ex, but Martell would get you all the way. He would bring out his divitude on you. Now he fine, got a nice body, definitely a manly man, but he will bring the divitude up on you. And I do not think. I know Kenya has a way with words. Now Kenya, she would get you together too, but I don't think she's ready for Martell. Or she gonna be surprised because Martell ain't taking no ish from her, honey. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they got in an argument about. I cannot wait. Because on Real Housewives of Atlanta, there are a lot of boss women on there. You know what I'm saying? They like to get their little opinions. Now, Candy, she kind of mind her business most of the time. But, but that single one like that dang on Kenya, she stays up in somebody's relationship, honey. But when she had her little thing going on, she ain't want nobody having no say in it whatsoever. So you got to watch a woman like Kenya. Watch her. Keep her out of your relationship. She could be a friend, but keep her in the friend status, baby. First of all, she can't tell you about no relationship or anything because she don't dang on keep her man. So you don't want to listen to her anyway. Exactly. Sunshine, why she can't keep a man? That's because they're looking flirty as hell. Y'all want to know? Flirty. And thinking that they the bomb and all of that and the chips. But you know what? You better keep your eyes on her because she always hitting on somebody man. And she know Martell is single in a way, not married. So I want you to know, like I know, Shereé, keep your friend like you keep your enemies. Keep them close, but keep them out of your relationship. Okay, on to the next. Marsau Scott and Tisha Scott. Now, they are on Love and Married Huntsville. That's my other reality TV show that I love. Okay. Anyway, they're on Huntsville, right? That's the show that Martell is actually on. And honey, they got a lot going on. Now, let me just say, Marsau is a Southern man, and he like to be the boss. Tisha leaving, letting her husband leave. I don't have nothing to do with that. That's how they rock, and that's what works for their relationship, right? But they have a business. They have a business called Scout. And the thing was, Scout is a blend of Scott and Holt. When Melody them used to all be together and Melody helped them get the business started, the dynamics, they used to be together, but now they're separated, right? This is Marsau and Tisha's business. It's a construction company. They build apartments and stuff like that. They're like more of a commercial builder, right? Well, they had this project with they've been working on since I think 2020 with this company. It's called Zen Gardens. I think it's an apartment complex or something. Where they were if you go Google it, you will see it, right? But they were actually helping them rebuild it and that kind of thing. Well, long story short, the note on that particular project has matured. And when it matures, it means the coins are due. Okay, the coins are due. Well, Zen Garden didn't pay them. Zen Garden did not pay the Scotts. Okay, and so the Scotts had to do it. Most people would do. When I come a knocking and you ain't answering, I'm gonna go take it to court. So they filed a lawsuit against Zen Garden and the mortgage company, Eva Banks mortgage holder. They're the whole mortgage holder of the apartment complex, right? They filed it, I believe, in April. No, I'm sorry. They filed it. Yeah, April 2022. Yes, they did. Okay, and it's to collect the debt. They owe them for materials, labor. They owe for the project. Okay. Well, like anybody, whenever you file a lawsuit against somebody, right, they have a window to respond to your complaint, like any business would do. They're both LLCs, limited liability companies, which means the business is separated from its owners. Okay, smart way. Any business, that's the way to go, because if somebody sues you and you have an LLC, they cannot get your personal possessions. They can only get what's in the company. I'm an accountant by education, so I know these things. Okay, so anyway, the Scotts filed a lawsuit against Zen Gardens, which is an apartment complex that they were helping build, and Eva Bank, the mortgage holder, for, let me get it right, $804,321.35 for labor, materials, etc., right? Well, like I said, Zen Garden said, no, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all have a breach in the contract. Okay? A breach in the contract. So guess what? We finna sue y'all. Okay. They're saying, first of all, we're denying your allegations. There are some things, we may not have done, but there are some things you didn't do, which is a smart tactic. Because if I'm suing you, you suing me, sometimes our lawsuits offsets, and guess what? Nobody walks away with anything. I got me a new apartment building I can make money on by renting it out, and you walk away with nothing. And you got to understand with Marsau, when you a contractor, but he's not building everything physically. Most times, pretty much all the time, they're subcontracting. Okay, so that means if Marsau don't get paid, Marsau and Tisha don't get paid, their subcontractors don't get paid. The subcontractors don't get paid, they don't get money to pay their bills. They don't get money to pay their bills, their family don't eat. So guess what that look like? More lawsuits. Okay, so at this point, they have Zen Gardens filed the complaint against them. They're countersuing them for upmost about $5 million. They're saying that guess what, Marsau and Tisha, aka Scout, the owners, we're countersuing y'all butts. Y'all saying what we haven't done and what we haven't paid you for. Guess what? Y'all had a breach in contract. We're saying y'all intentionally did not do some things in that contract that you're supposed to do. You were neglectful. You were supposed to have project managers, superintendents that would provide quality work as required by the contract. You were supposed to have superintendents, project managers who were supposed to make sure the job was of upstanding quality. people knew what the heck they were doing, basically. You ain't building us a building that's going to catch on fire. Eva Banks saying, hey, we don't have our hands clean. We don't have enough information to even do anything with this, okay? It has nothing to do with us. We're just a mortgage holder, okay? We had nothing to do with that contract and stuff. That's on y'all. So Eva Banks saying, I ain't got nothing to do with it. So I don't know why you're suing me, okay? So now we do remember, if you watch Huntsville, you know that Martell was trying to get back in with Scope because he used to be a partner in Scope. But Letitia brought him out, and Letitia is the majority owner, so she makes the decisions, right? So Letitia didn't want to work with Martell. And you know what, Martell? Thank God, because they would be suing you too. Okay, so I'm glad you did not buy back into that company. I'm glad that God stepped in, because you would have been on the hook for some of this debt. So thank God for your lucky stars. Okay. But anyway, they're countersuing the Scopes. I'm sorry, the Scopes. They're countersuing the Scotts, who are the owners of Scope, for about $5 million. And they're saying that they did not follow through on their contract. You have got to remember, the reason people put contracts together is because in the event someone defaults, they have a legal paper trail to take you to court. And more than likely, unless you're on top of your toes and following it through, there's going to be some sort of statement or something in that contract you probably didn't know. You probably didn't do. That's going to allow them to back out some sort of way. So what they're saying, what Zen Garden is saying, you're saying we didn't do this. You want 800 and some plus $1,000. I'm saying that you've cost us money, because by you not delivering this project timely, by us having to go out and now we have to get our own project managers to oversee this project because you did not do that. And I don't want an apartment building that's going to burn down the day of tomorrow because you failing to make sure the people in here, because everybody knows when you see these people out here building, these are just people like have learned these trades and stuff like that. They're project people, that superintendents that follow these jobs to make sure they're done right. And if you fail to do that and you're the construction company, you put the burden on me, you're costing me money. From what else I've heard is that when they bid it on this project, that they probably bid it on it low. That's why they end up getting the contract. And that company probably knew up front that they were not going to be able to build that apartment complex for that contract. And they probably knew along the way, I'm just guessing, my opinion, I'm sticking with it. They probably knew along the way they were defaulting on some of that and they knew they were not going to pay them, but they allowed them to continue to build. Because you think about it, I allow you to continue to build. We go to court, you win, I win, our stuff cross out. Guess what? I got an apartment building, I can continue making money on it, and you are upside down filing bankruptcy. You filing bankruptcy because you got people not suing you because you failed to get paid from them. So all I'm saying, whenever you sign a contract, you need to make sure what you're signing. And then if it's on your back, you better make sure that you are following through with all the conditions of that contract. Because when it goes to court and a judge has to be the one to deliberate, it ain't gonna be pretty. So I'm really, really excited to see how this is going to work out, because I'm praying, because they are Black-owned business. I don't wish that for nobody. You know, they're trying to make it. They have their families to take care of, and also they got some subcontractors. So I am praying that things work out and they find a way that they can get what they need, because I think it's only right if they get paid for what they've done. But if you did not follow through on some of the things you were supposed to do, hopefully they can negotiate and mediate, and the judge don't have to step in, because if the judge step in, he's going by the books. And it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Okay, last but definitely not least, we're going to talk about Cardi B, Tasha K. Now, I know everybody know who Cardi B is, right? You know, Cardi B is a rapper. Okay, Tasha K is a blogger. Well, Sunshine says, stay tuned. I'm waiting to hear the results, Judge Judy. I know, right? I can't wait to hear what happens with them. I pray for the best because they are a Black-owned business, and that can go all sorts of crazy. Well, it's already going all sorts of crazy because they probably didn't expect them to countersue, which they should. Their attorney should have told them that they're probably going to countersue because that is the way attorneys work. They find the loopholes, and that's how they win their cases. They don't fight them head up. They find the loopholes, and that's what they attack. So it's going to be interesting, Sunshine, to see how it works. But Cardi B, let's be real quick with them. Okay, Cardi B and Tasha K. You remember some time ago, Tasha K is a blogger, right? And I mean, I'm just keeping 100. She's a big mouth blogger. She talk a lot, a whole lot. Talk a lot of ish, too. A lot of ish. And she at one time didn't care who told she was stepping on. I mean, she got a whole lot of followers. She got a whole lot of people who like the way she give her information. So hey, she was doing well at what she did. You know what I'm saying? So I can't knock her. But you gotta know when to shut up. You gotta know when to shut up. And that's what she failed to do. Tasha K some time ago was saying all kind of stuff about Cardi B, that she had these ABCs, if you know what I'm talking about. And Cardi B was like, I do not, please stop saying certain things about me. Basically, you don't know what you're talking about, yada, yada, yada. Tasha K was like, her sources told her this. Her sources told her that. She wouldn't shut up. She just kept on talking. Cardi B was like, please, I think she put up pictures too. But Cardi B was like, take the pictures down. Take the stuff down. Stop talking about me. Please, please, please. And Tasha K was like, I ain't gonna stop talking about your ashes. I'm going to say whatever I want to say, when I want to say, and how I want to say it. So she wouldn't shut up. So it got to the point she crossed the line. She started talking about girl children. She started talking about Cardi kids. And you know, it was all over, right? So Cardi took her behind to court. Took her little ashes all the way to court. Long story short, because I ain't going through it. Everybody probably didn't heard about it. You already heard about it. Cardi won. She won like $4 million, almost $4 million. I was like, dang, that's a lot of money. But she won. So Tasha was saying she wasn't taking nothing down. She was appealing the judge's decision. She don't care. She ain't giving Cardi a dime until the judge tell her she got to do it. She ain't doing none of that. Okay. She didn't take the videos down, went to court, all that. Child, guess what? Y'all? Guess what? Cardi said, I want my money. So Tasha was like, well, when the courts tell me after this appeal to give you your money, I give you your money, but not before. So moving forward to now, Tasha lost her appeal. She did not win. She didn't avail. So the judge was like, you got to pay her. You got to pay her money. Because you got to understand, if you putting out all this information about people, even though you're saying allegedly, you can't downright lie. Just lie and know you're lying. And don't try to find out if you're lying. And then the girl's reaching out saying, hey, please don't. Let's stop this. Let's end it. And you still failing to do it. And then guess what? You so obnoxious that you even say, I knew I was lying. I ain't care. It's news. This is how I make my money. People want to hear it. I ain't care if I was lying. I'm going to keep saying what I want to say. Well, that's what got you $4 million in the hole. So long story short, she left Atlanta. Tasha K was living in Atlanta. She had just got a nice house too. Nice house. And she moved. I think, back to Florida, which is where she was from. Then she left Florida and child in Africa. I should have pulled up a video for that. But this is what she did. She transferred her money from the U.S. to an African bank, right? When she transferred her money to the African bank, she was recording all because she always thinking about her views because that's how she make her money. She's thinking about her views. She recorded her behind doing it. Who does that? Who owes somebody? Why? These people have no light. They don't think. I mean, this is just for fun. This is entertainment. But this is real life. When you talk about the coins in the bank account, you can't be out here showing people you moving your every move. You moving money from. If I tell you I'm putting it in Africa, you best believe I'm putting it in the bank in Italy. I'm not gonna really be putting it in Africa. Like, ooh, I don't know where people get I don't know. But they don't be thinking. But she's showing people she moved her money from, I think it was Chase. And she put she and she put it over in the African bank. Well, Cardi put a garnishment on her bank account here in the States. And when she did, she didn't really have no money in it. Tasha moved that money, honey. Moved that money all the way out the bank. So she didn't really get much. But Cardi right now, she keeping her foot on her butt, okay? She is like, you ain't moving. You gonna give me my money. You can run, but you not gonna hide. For one, what she does is like I'm doing. But she has a lot of followers. You know, I'm trying to get there, but she's already there because she's been doing this for years. I'm just starting, and I do it sporadically. But this was her main job, and so this is her money. So they know exactly where to go to freeze her money. Say, hey, anytime you pay her, now the thing with a garnishment, they can't get all your money. They can only get 1%. I hope people know that. So if she make $500,000, they can only get 1% of that. They can't take 100% of her money. So when she lost on appeal, the judge said, hey, you gotta pay. So now she's on the hook, and I don't think she still haven't paid because Tasha K say I ain't got it. So it's gonna be interesting on how that's gonna end too. You know, people just have to learn they lesson. You cannot say any and everything about people. You just can't. No, ma'am. It's just not gonna work because people are not going to they're just not gonna take it. So anyway, guys, I've been talking a minute. I've been talking over an hour. And I just kind of want to come and bring y'all up to date on some things that's been going on in these reality TV streets. There's a whole lot more going on, honey. So I'll be coming back again to update you, but I have a great guest that's going to be on my show next week. Preferably, hopefully she doesn't, nothing happens and she has to reschedule, but she'll be on my show next week and she's going to be talking about something traumatic that happened to her. So next week's show is going to be great. But in the meantime, in between time, I will be back sometime this week and just check in on y'all. And thank you for tuning in. Make sure you click the link for my YouTube channel and like and subscribe and share this video. Share the video. I don't care. Share it on your page. Share. That's how people find out about me and they want to come back and they want to follow me and they want to, find out what I'm talking about. And then I learn what you guys like so I can keep giving it to you. But anyway, all right. Have an awesome week. Enjoy the rest of your money. Money. Now, anyway, make your money. Enjoy the rest of your week and enjoy your Monday. All right. Until next time, peace out.